Hey everyone, Steve here. I had read someone asked a question about if they could use sand as grit. So what I will do is pick up a bag of all-purpose sand from one of the box stores and we will test it out and show you the results. Here's a picture of the sand that we'll pick up, and we'll throw it in as stage 1 grit and show you the results. I don't have any rocks at home that I wanted to try the sand project on, so I figured I'd come down here to the Clinton River and see what rocks I can find down here to test out using sand instead of a regular tumbling grit and how that will work out. So let's pick up some rocks. So I picked up a few rocks down there at the Clinton River that I'm going to do that sand experiment with instead of the grit. I'll throw in 3 tablespoons of sand and see if that works, but just kind of get a look of a few different ones that I picked up down there, and we'll toss those in there and see what the sand does. Went ahead and put the rocks in the barrel. I did weigh it, and the rocks in the barrel weighed 2.14 pounds. The barrel weighed 0.15 pounds. So that gives me 1.99 pounds of rocks, and that way when I get done tumbling them, I can reweigh the rocks and see actually how much material was removed from the rocks. So I do have my sand, and I will go ahead and dump that in there at 3 tablespoons, just like I would use with my 60-90 grit. And so we'll go ahead and put the 3 tablespoons of sand in there, fill it up with the same amount of water that I normally use, throw it on the tumbler for 7 days, and we'll see what happens. Stand by. So it's been 7 days for this barrel right here. This is the one that we put the sand in to see how it works as far as using that for a grit instead of using a regular 60 grit. And I'll go ahead and take it off and we'll rinse it out, weigh the material, and see what it did. So here's the barrel where we used the sand grit. Looks definitely different color than our regular 60 grit, or 60-90 grit that I use. So let me get this rinsed out and we'll weigh the rocks and see where we're at. So after weighing the rocks, it looked like it only reduced the weight of the rocks by 0.03 ounces. So minimal change really in the rocks themselves as far as what was really worn away. You can see some of these that really did nothing by using the sand. There's a couple chunks right there that look like were probably broken off of these rocks at some point as they were smacking into each other. So really using sand as a replacement instead of 60-90 grit, it's going to be a waste of time. So stick with the stage 1 grit that you normally use and don't try to replace it with regular sand. If you have any comments or questions, post below, and like and subscribe if you don't mind. Thanks.